In this video, I've put some practice questions on electronics information for you to prepare for the ASVAB test. Which of the following is not needed to produce electrical power from fossil fuels? Steam, heat, a dam, or a turbine? The answer here is a dam. So dams are used to produce power from water and not from fossil fuels. A properly soldered connection will appear dull, shiny, dark, or greasy. The answer is shiny. So shiny joints indicate a properly soldered connection. What does the following image represent? Fixed resistor, potentiometer, capacitor, or rheostat? So the figure given here represents a rheostat. A fixed resistor is a resistor having a fixed or defined resistance. A variable resistor is a resistor which is used to control the current by varying the resistance. And there are two types of variable resistor, rheostat and potentiometer. And a rheostat has usually two terminals, one fixed and the other movable, while a potentiometer has three terminals, two fixed and one movable. Which of the following is not a type of resistor? A variable dielectric potentiometer or rheostat? The answer here is dielectric. A potentiometer is a three-terminal resistor with a sliding contact. As what I have mentioned earlier, a rheostat is a two-terminal variable resistor. And a variable resistor is any resistor that allows you to change the amount of resistance. And potentiometers and rheostats are both types of variable resistors. Among the choices here, dielectric is the only one that isn't a type of resistor because this one is an insulator. What is the voltage across and current through the resistor R? Okay, this is resistor R when the switch is open. Alright, so when the switch is open, that means there is no voltage or current. Therefore, the answer here is 0 current or 0 ampere and 0 volt for voltage. Electrical power can be calculated with the following formula: P equals I times V. What does the letter I represent in this formula? So the letter P here, alright, P here represents power, which is measured in watts. The letter I here represents current, which is measured in amperes. And then the letter V here represents voltage, which is measured in volts. So the answer here is current. What device would you use to measure electrical resistance in a circuit? Ohmmeter, ammeter, electricity meter, or voltmeter? So the answer here is the ohmmeter. Electrical resistance is measured in ohms and can be measured with an ohmmeter. And voltmeter here is specifically designed to measure voltage, but it can also be used to measure electrical resistance by connecting it in parallel across the component or circuit being tested. An ammeter is used to measure current, and an electricity meter, this one, is used to measure the total amount of electrical energy consumed. A current meter is connected to a circuit as shown here. What does the current meter read? Alright, so the current through the meter is equal to the current through resistor 1 R1. So the current through R1 is just equal to 45 volts divided by 10 ohms, which is equivalent to 4.5 amperes. So the answer here is 4.5 amperes. What is the total amount of energy if a 12-coulomb charge produces 3 volts? Now voltage is defined as 1 joule per coulomb. Therefore, if we're going to derive that one, joules is just equivalent to the voltage times coulombs, and we just plug in the given values here, which is 12 coulombs and 3 volts, to the formula. So we plug in 12 and 3, 12 times 3. So this is equivalent to 36 joules. So the answer here is 36 joules. An oscilloscope is typically used to analyze blank. The answer here is this one, complex waveforms. So an oscilloscope is used primarily to look at complex waveforms. What voltage will cause an 8 amp current to flow through a 24 ohm resistor? So based on Ohm's law, voltage is equal to current times resistor. So we're given here current, which is 8 amperes, and then resistance, which is 24 ohms. So we plug in all of the values to the formula. So this is 8 times 24, and this would give us 192 volts. So the answer here is 192 volts. The two most commonly used metals in solder are, typical solders are almost equal parts, tin and lead. So the answer here is tin and lead. The current in the 4 ohm resistor is, so we're given here the figure. We can use Ohm's law, which is voltage equals current times resistance. So the total resistance in the circuit is 10 ohms. So 6 plus 4. So we add up the resistance for serial resistors. Therefore, the total current across either of the resistors is just current equals voltage over resistance, which is 10 volts. We have 10 volts here divided by 10 ohms, and this is equal to 1 ampere. So the answer is 1 amp. An ammeter measures what? So an ammeter measures current.